Welcome to All Chiefed Up. I am Steve. I'm here with Mike. Today we're going to be talking about Camp and Carlos Dunlap signing with the Chiefs this morning. Make sure that you guys subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the season starts, so hit that subscribe button. Also like all the videos. Hit the bell notification so you know when we're coming out with more stuff. And we're not going to BS any. We're going to get right into it, Mike. So what do you got about camp?
We had some good camp notes for Thursday. You guys are going to be hearing this on Friday. So yesterday's practice, it was drizzly, high 60s, low 70s. And so the team got to have a nice weather practice where they work on ball conditions. Still, no Orlando Brown came today. Surprise, surprise. The bigger surprise was Roderick Johnson still taking first team snaps. Joe Tooney was asked about that, and he said, quote, he's doing really well. He's digging into the playbook. He's communicating well. He's a great guy, just trying to get better every day. So I think that's a really good thing to see from the young guys and Roderick Johnson. Maybe they don't have to rotate the carousel over there at left tackle. Steve, maybe Roderick just takes that spot straight up. That'd be pretty nice.
That would be nice. And it's funny because he's like the guy that no one talked about. And maybe he just slid his way on in here and might take that spot if it becomes available.
We had a little scare at practice today. Justin Reid had to come off the field. He was off the field for about 15 minutes. We didn't know what was happening, but he did grab his helmet. He returned to the sidelines. He didn't come back in for the scrimmage part, but after practice, he did say he was fine. So that's a scare, man. You don't like to see injuries at practice, dude.
What was it involving? Was it ankle, foot? What was it? Do you know?
I don't think I didn't see it. I'm not for sure. If anybody knows, throw it in the comments. We'd love to know. I'm sure I can dig in and read a little bit more, but I did not get a chance to look.
Yeah, hopefully it was just a little bit, just tweak something real quick.
Yeah, the cool thing while he was out, Brian Cook got to step in and play with Juan Thornhill a little bit. Cook looked pretty good when he come in. Thornhill was very impressive today when Reid went out. Spags actually was quoted saying that he was impressed by Thornhill, the way he come in, the way he kept the back end together, and the way he looked on the field. He stepped up as a leader. So that's awesome to see from Thornhill because we think this might be a big season for Juan Thornhill. He called a shot too, I think.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that a little while back, and I think he's going to have a big year too. So hopefully he holds up.
I'm going to jump right into some 7-on-7. Everybody likes to hear that. That's when they get at it. So 7-on-7 highlights. We noticed that Noah Gray looked a little quicker out there today, man. I don't know if he's lost weight or what, but I think him and Blake Bell are kind of battling for that 3 spot if the Chiefs don't take 4 tight ends. We think they'll take 4, but if they only take 3, him and Blake Bell's fighting for that number 3 spot. And that's a sneaky little camp battle. Also, Willie Gay had a nice little play. Mahomes tried to throw it across to Schuster, and Willie Gay comes in with a pass breakup, looked really good. Elijah Lee looked good today. He forced a big fumble there on 7-on-7s, knocked the ball out of the receiver's hand. Miko struggled again today, man. He kind of struggled a little yesterday. He struggled a little bit today. He had a tough drop today, but could have been the wet ball conditions, which is why we do this. But man, we've talked about it. Miko's got to come on. We believe in Miko, but he has got to pick it up this year. It's his year, man.
McCole Hardman, look at me. We talked about this. You have to do something this year. Don't Miko, be slacking. Don't be slacking.
Look in our eyes. Drop the bowling ball and pick up the football for just a few months, brother.
You have to do it this year or you're done, son.
So back to the running back. Isaiah Pacheco, man. I seen a guy in the comments today left on our video. He was all over Pacheco, talking about he wasn't going to make the team. I'm going to let you put that comment up on the screen, dude, and talk about it. But this guy's a clown. There's no way he's not making the team. You don't sign him to 4 years and then cut him 2 months later. Like, we're going to have a whole episode about how dumb this guy's comment was when Isaiah Pacheco's starting at the end of the year.
Like, I really thought it was a troll for a minute, but I think it's an actual fan. I think he's commenting on other things. But yeah, he was so mad about it. He even like blended his name together and called him Pacheco.
Dude, there's no way. Like, who can be down on Pacheco? Saying he don't run up the middle? This dude is a stud.
Well, man. I mean, that was kind of a knock on him coming out of college, and we even talked about that. He does like to bounce to the outside a little too much. So maybe that's what he's getting at. But I don't think it's like a problem to where he's never going to work out in the NFL. So I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, that doesn't matter anyways. Maybe he's going to contribute catching the ball in the backfield, maybe doing the scat back, something else, catching balls. Like, you don't always have to get to short yardage. That's what we brought Rojo in for, man. But anyways, so McKinnon got to play a little bit today. Looked good passing. Looks like he just picked up right where he left off last year.
Right.
Good job with McKinnon, man. We loved McKinnon last year. We said from February, we were talking about McKinnon need to be re-signed, brought on this roster, and they re-signed him really late in the offseason. So glad that happened. MVS today, man. He struggled a little yesterday. He picked it up today. He looked really good today, which I love to see. He had a nice little touchdown over Trent McDuffie in 7-on-7s. He beat Josh Williams deep down the middle for a catch. So I'm excited to see MVS, dude. How about you?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a great year, man. And he always has that big play capability too. So everybody that's so hung up on Tyreek Hill and so sad about that, at least you got a guy that has that big play capability. He ran the second highest speed last year in the NFL out of everybody. So I mean, it's not like we got nothing but slow guys now because Hill's gone. We still have that element.
And so we've been saying it since day one. We wanted Juju in here this offseason. That was me and you. That was our number one free agent target was Juju. We took so much heat. Why are you on
Yeah.
Juju sack? Why do y'all love Juju? Get off his nuts.
A lot of hate.
Let me tell you something. Juju killed it again today. I know it's just 7-on-7. I know the pads aren't on, but he looks like he's developed a little bit of a rapport with Mahomes. Those two they could be the new dynamic duo, baby.
Hey, mark my words right now. If Juju can stay healthy and play every game this year, he's going for over 1,000 yards, and he's going to look like old Juju. Just wait.
And so he broke away for Josh Williams, the rookie again, long TD. He made another good,
he doesn't have breakaway speed. He doesn't have breakaway speed. How did he do it? How did he do it?
Look, that was about it for 7-on-7s. One last thing. We've talked about Clyde on the pup, off the pup. We don't know. Maybe it was a physical. Maybe it was a test. They asked him today, dude, Clyde, why were you on the pup list? And he just says, I have no idea, man. He don't even know why they released that statement unless he's BSing a little bit. Or playing, who knows?
Maybe he watched our video from yesterday where we were like, Clyde, seriously, man, you got to get it together. Maybe he's like, I'm just going to act like I wasn't even hurt.
Dude, maybe he's embarrassed by the mini horse. I've seen people asking, do you have video of the mini horse you can put up, or is that just an elusive video we can't track down?
I'll find it.
Please put the mini horse footage up. That would be incredible. That would be a good thumbnail. But yeah, that's it for practice today with some observations.
Right.
So let's get into our new signing, our new defensive end pass rusher, Carlos Dunlap. Steve, what do you got on him?
Yeah, big news. Everybody's been yelling about that defensive end signing. Everyone wanting to trade for Robert Quinn. Surprisingly, even though we went and signed Carlos Dunlap, we still have fans in the comments that are upset that we didn't get Robert Quinn. It's like, at least they're doing something to patch up that hole because we've all talked about it all offseason. Like, what are we going to do at defensive end? At least they made a move. And Carlos Dunlap's not bad, man. So Carlos Dunlap, he is a little older. He's 33 years old. He played for Florida in college. He came out of high school as a number one ranked weak side defensive end, and he ended up going to Florida. He was part of that 2009 BCS championship team with Tebow, I believe it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was Tim Tebow. And he was actually the defensive MVP for that game itself. He was also first team all SEC. So he did come out in the NFL draft in round 2. I don't remember which pick it was. It was in the 50s. The Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals selected him. He did 10.5 seasons with the Bengals. And he also has done 1.5 seasons with the Seahawks. I'm assuming he's part of a trade. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I didn't look it up. But yeah, so for his NFL career, he's been a 2-time Pro Bowler. He averages 8 sacks per year. He also averages 45 combined tackles per year. And then over his span of his NFL career, he's also had 69 passes deflected, 2 interceptions, 21 forced fumbles, and 3 defensive touchdowns. So he's not a bum. But he's definitely not like somebody that's going to come in here and just like go crazy. If you're expecting someone to come in and, get 15 sacks and just wreak havoc, it's not what you're going to get from Carlos Dunlap. But like we discussed yesterday, he's an older guy. He's got a lot of experience. He can bring in some leadership and some experience to our locker room and really help out like Melvin Ingram did last year. And we do have a lot of young guys like Karlaftis, Dana, Kando that need that type of leadership. So maybe between him and Frank Clark, they can get them right. But yeah, I think it'll be exciting to see what Dunlap does for the team. But I'm just happy they did something in that position because we talked about it a lot.
Yeah, we knew they had to do something. And that is still, it's nothing against Malik Herring. It's nothing against Austin Edwards. That's some young talent that I believe will still probably stay on the practice squad if they don't make the team. But it's lighting a fire, like we said yesterday, under those guys. Like, come on, guys, you got to step it up. You're going to let a guy that's been in the league 12 years come in and beat you. And, I mean, it's not saying Dunlap's a bum. He's not. but he's not going to be the game changer that anybody thinks he is. It's not going to be like
Right.
some kind of crazy. I don't even think he offers as much, to be honest, as Melvin Ingram would have, because Ingram brought that spark. I don't know if Dunlap plays like that. Dunlap's almost more of the, I want to say not really a Spags guy, but he's just not that flashy. He's the workhorse defensive end guy, you know, and everybody was used to Ingram in, you know, when he played in San Diego and different places, just like causing a ruckus, dude, and just getting after the quarterback. I don't think you're going to see that with Dunlap, but I do think it's a little upgrade over what we got. Obviously, just for one season, and it's to help these young guys move along, and I think it's a good signing.
Right. Did you happen to see the contract terms? I believe it was 1 year, 8 million around about. I don't know the exact numbers. So obviously they also know he's not a long-term answer. So they're literally just looking to maybe get a year, maybe two out of Dunlap being productive. But I think that is holding Veach over. I feel like, 2 years ago in the draft and offseason, Veach was really focused on offensive line. He wrapped that up in this draft with Darian Kennard and focused on the cornerbacks and the defensive backs. And I think next year he might go ahead and target that defensive line, but he's just bridging that gap. He knows that he didn't get it all this offseason, so he's got to have something for now. That way next season, you might see him draft some defensive ends and some defensive tackles.
Right, because if you look at our roster, it's pretty complete. Our corners should be good. You can maybe draft another linebacker if Willie has another rough, rocky season this year. But that defensive line is where the focal point should be next offseason. The offensive side of the ball, we're going to have a lot of receivers possibly going, but maybe not. And you don't know how Sky's going to turn out. You don't know if Miko's going to come back with a big year and get re-signed. So I really do think that the glaring hole is the defensive line. So I think you're right with that. One other note from practice today that I didn't mention earlier, Spags said that Najee Johnson, rookie, the last pick we took, even though he was drafted as a safety, he's not running with the safeties. They're running Najee with the corners. And I think that's kind of cool because we actually mentioned Najee is very good pass coverage.
I think we actually said that exact thing back on his video, his player profile, which I'll put up at the top if I remember to do so. But yeah, I think we actually talked about them probably putting him in the corner position.
Yeah, so that's awesome because, well, I think his skill set does that. His skill set, he's quick, he's fast. He's faster than Jalen Watson. He's quicker than Jalen Watson. I don't know about faster. Here we go with the straight line speed stuff. I'm not for sure exactly what his 40 was.
Has a faster game speed than Jalen Watson.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to hit. He was a difference maker for Marshall. And we said that he may or may not make the team. And to be honest, if you've already pushed him out of the safety row, that must mean they know he can't get there as safety, so they're going to let him try as the corner. He probably don't break into that 6th or 7th corner spot either, but I'm hoping he does. I like the kid. He's awesome. And at the end of the day, if he's practice squad, he can only get better, man. He was a good little pickup, I think.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for joining us today. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure to hit that and hit that bell so you get notifications when we come out with new content. Trying to get to 1,000 before the season starts, and we're going to do it with your help. Also, just go around, like the videos, watch the videos you haven't watched. It helps us get in the algorithm, helps it do better, helps us get more eyes on our channel. Mike, I got one thing to say to you.
What?
Spare me the assay checker prep.
Man, we're going to roast this guy in the future. But yeah, guys, we got 749 followers. We're trying to get to 1,000, so don't be afraid to throw those subs around, boys. Come on, let's go. I'm going to get Isay Checo on this podcast to roast that guy himself.
That's such a crazy hot take. That's what I wrote on that comment. I just said, that's a hot take. All right.
Dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if hot's the word for it. That's a hot mess of a take, bro.
What a comment. All right. Yeah.
What a chooch.
We'll see you next time.
Next time. Peace.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight.